Joining us now, Democratic Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill of New Jersey. She is a Navy veteran. We thank you for joining us this morning. It seems like this would be kind of an important time to have a functioning Congress.
Yes, Mika, it certainly is an important time. And as we look at the people that the House Republicans are putting forward, people like Jim Jordan, the founder of the Freedom Caucus, someone who's even this morning has been an election denier, who hasn't passed a piece of legislation in 17 years, it does seem as if they're not taking this moment as seriously as they need to do. And it also seems as if the only path forward here is a bipartisan solution.
Yeah, you know, Congresswoman, we certainly know your position aligns with the president's position when you talk about Ukraine or Israel and the pushing back against tyrants and terrorists. There are also, obviously, as you know, a lot of your colleagues in the Republican Party, like Chairman McCall, that would agree with that position as well. I'm wondering, have you had any conversations with your Republican colleagues, numerous Republican colleagues, who want to see Israel supported in this time of need against terrorists and want to see the Ukrainians supported in this critical time in pushing back Russian tyranny?
I have, and I think we've seen strong support also from the Republicans in the Senate. This is something that has wide agreement despite the far-right extremists falling away and as you heard, kind of inexplicably being more supportive of Putin for some reason. But there is a great deal of support. And I think what was so masterful about the president's speech last night was that he tied the global consequences of not supporting Ukraine. I think delineated how, if you are a strong supporter of Israel, you need to be a strong supporter of Ukraine. If you are a strong supporter of democracy, you really need to be a supporter of our efforts in both of those fronts. And I thought as well, what he said that was so important was also a desire to do so along with American values, our belief in humanitarian aid for Gaza, as well as our concern here at home that we make sure that we are doing everything we can to protect Americans against anti-Semitism, against Islamophobia. And he kind of, really, I think, in a very empathetic way, talked about the little boy who was killed in a hate crime and said, that these are Americans. We're together in this. We're together.
Yeah. Congresswoman, you're a member of the House Select Committee on China. And a new report from the Pentagon says China is exceeding previous projections of how quickly it is building up its nuclear arsenal. The Department of Defense believes China had more than 500 nuclear warheads in its arsenal as of May. That's roughly 100 more than last year. It also estimates China will likely double that to more than 1,000 nuclear warheads by 2030, and that number is expected to grow. The country began intensifying its nuclear weapons program 3 years ago.
So, Congresswoman, how does this play into the much bigger picture where you actually have President Xi and Vladimir Putin meeting? You have the foreign minister of Russia, Lavrov, meeting with Kim Jong-un this week. You have Iran, who is working towards going nuclear, meeting with Hamas this week. It seems that the challenges facing the United States globally continue to grow. And as I look at Kim Jong-un there, I remember Barack Obama telling Donald Trump before he became president, what's going to be keeping you awake at night is going to be Kim Jong-un and the development of North Korean nuclear weapons and their program. Obviously, that didn't keep Donald Trump up late at night. He wrote what he called, quote, love letters to Kim Jong-un. But this world continues to get more dangerous. Can America respond in a bipartisan way to these challenges?
Well, I think, here's the thing. We have to, because we can either allow the rollback of liberal democracy across the world and even some of the attacks on our democratic institutions here at home, or we can come together as a nation, support democracies across the world, and put up a vote for support for democracy here at home. this is something that nobody wants to enter into these conflicts. But when it comes to whether or not you support democracy or you allow surveillance architecture, you allow people to be thrown into prison for disagreeing with their government, you allow the really overwhelming push for autocracy across the world, you really have to dig deep and decide, is this what you want for yourself? Is this what you want for your family? And is this what you want for your children?
All right. Democratic Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill of New Jersey, as always, thank you so much for being with us. We greatly appreciate it.